Hi Krista, happy Pie Day. We're celebrating because we're eating pizza. Pizza, pie. It's circular, don't think about it too much. The point is, Pie Day is 3/14. Except the slash mark is that people usually use to indicate dates generally mean divided by, so 7/22 is a better approximation of pi than even 3.14. But, all that aside, pi is inherently arbitrary because it's using the diameter of a circle rather than its radius to express the fundamental relationship between a circle's two primary measures. And tau, which is the relationship between the radius and the circumference, it has a lot of other useful applications. It makes understanding trigonometry a whole bunch easier. But the point is that Pi Day and pi are arbitrary because 3.14 is only useful in base 10. It's only a valid interpretation in the base 10 system. In other bases, pi would be represented in a variety of ways. For example, binary pi looks like this. So people say sometimes that mathematics is the language of nature, and I think to a degree that that's true. It is the queen of the sciences, and it's important. But one of the things that we have to understand about mathematics if we're going to be good science communicators is that the language of mathematics is arbitrary. There's nothing inherently more mathematic about pi as 3.14 than pi as a series of ones and zeros. These are all ways to express the same underlying concept. So if we're really going to understand mathematics, we have to understand math as a relationship between these fundamental underlying concepts rather than arbitrary representations thereof. So none of that should take away from Pi Day. Pi Day is great because everybody should be excited about mathematics. When people see Euler's identity, that's e to the I pi equals -1, they should be as excited as I am that three weird transcendental numbers that seem completely arbitrary and unrelated actually have a fundamental relationship. But if we are going to communicate our excitement, we have to acknowledge that there are lots of different ways of expressing the same concepts. But the relationship between E, I, and pi is consistent. The ratio of a circle's central measures, whichever one we're using, and their circumference is somehow related to the square root of -1, which has a relationship to the natural growth curve. All of these things are connected, and there's lots of valid ways to understand them that are not necessarily taught in math class. So I'm not saying we shouldn't celebrate Pi Day, I'm just saying that we should communicate more about maths, because I like them, and they're important or whatever. Krista, I will see you tomorrow.